Frankie Diamonds TV. When did you
Yo,
wake
what's
up?
up? Man, honestly, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've just been this conscious dude like my whole life. Probably sometime during like Obama's second term. Like like maybe 2013, 2014-ish. Like around that time, like with Mike Brown and Eric Gardner and all of that shit. Like right around then. Like I was already kinda up on shit and reading and shit like that. But that was like that really just this is before it was like, 'cause it's cool to be quote unquote woke now. You know what I mean? But it was probably around that time. Like, and as I say, this is why I kind of I call out 85% as a lot, but I kind of sympathize with them at the same time because I used to be one of those people. You know what I mean? I used to be, all I got my news, all my information from the news, and I only listened to what white people told me, and used to tell niggas, y'all don't know what y'all talking about, and I was always just like just being told what I thought. I didn't go out of my way to find my own information. You know what I'm saying? I always had an opinion, but at the same time I always let outsiders and all the other shit, I always let that influence me. So it was probably around Obama's second term for me.
Now, aside from Obama, was there anything that you noticed immediately in your personal life that kind of sped up the process of your discernment reaching another level?
I mean, just getting a little older. I was like 23, 24. Working these bullshit jobs. People start dying. You start listening to older folks a lot more. You just, I really can't even. It's just life, bruh. You know what I mean? So shit just didn't start. Shit started adding up. That a lot of shit wasn't making sense, and shit just started adding up. And then I just started looking at shit differently. You know what I mean? I'm looking at news. I'm looking at everything from an agenda perspective now. I'm starting to see things differently. It's like I was telling my mom one time. I was like, "Yo, when television is great when you're a child because you believe everything you see on there." I said, now that an adult, I don't enjoy half of this shit because I know, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking lies and fiction and even like the news, it's all agenda based. So I just started seeing shit differently and started like spreading that information to like my inner circle and my homeboys and shit. And they started seeing a lot of shit I was seeing too.
What does Frankie Diamond, fear more, the truth or lies?
Honestly, it fucking lies because I mean, the truth hurts, but you need that shit. You know what I'm saying? You need the truth up front. The lies is just it's like the band-aid. You know what I mean? It's gonna cover up some shit for the moment, but eventually that shit gonna come out. You know what I mean? But this country was built on lies. You know what I'm saying? So lies is what is really a lot of people's knowledge is just a bunch of lies. That's what they taught us in school, a bunch of fucking lies. All of the history books, majority of that shit is lies. So that's kind of like what's awkward about the whole truth and the lying shit. A lot of the shit they taught us is inaccurate.
That's all facts. Now, just piggybacking off of that, do you ever feel like you wish you was still asleep based on that fact you just put on the table right there? That a lot of the things that we've learned, we've been programmed to believe is already a lie anyway. You ever feel like you wish you
Yeah,
could, go back to being asleep?
fuck no. Nah, but I think somebody said this one time. They said, "Yo, they said you know why they always say the angry black man stereotype." Somebody, I think D.L. Hughley said to be a conscious black man in America is to be angry 95% of the time. I said, damn, maybe I wouldn't be so cranky and grumpy and shit if I wasn't, conscious. Because I just look at everything so in detail. You know what I mean? Race, uh, politics, whatever. I always look at shit from a grand scheme, and everybody they just see you know what's in front of them. I'm like, yo, do you really know what's going on? And I'm not one of them niggas who think I know everything. Cause like I tell people on my channel, like, you could correct me if you know something, tell me something. Just don't be a smart ass about it. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? I don't mind somebody because I want to know as much information that I can muster up and then spread that knowledge because knowledge don't mean shit if you keep it all to yourself.
Now, in my personal opinion, man, I think you're an amazing content creator. I wouldn't even, what I'm
Appreciate it.
saying, ask you to collab if I didn't really put some respect on your content. But the question I did want to ask you is, now that you are making content and you're speaking the truth, I'm not going to say your truth. I think what you're speaking is 100% truth. But do you feel like it's your responsibility now to wake up the zombies, to wake up the herd, the sheep?
Um, to a certain degree, you can you can't save everybody. You know, I'm not Superman, so I know I can't put on the cape and save everybody. And that's sad when you know somebody that, especially like someone you know on a personal level that you really care about, and you see that they sleep, they zombies, and you really want to wake them up, but they not there. And some people come around later than others. Like I said, I consider myself like a late bloomer to the conscious shit. I was 23, 24. Some people don't wake up till they fucking 40. You know what I mean? So better late than never. But I do try to, because I got a lot of little ignorant niggas that follow me, that don't read, don't watch docs, don't, you know what I mean? These niggas don't do nothing but listen to rap and play video games and smoke blunts. So they get a lot of that information consciously from me on my channel and my, social media. And, it's cool that them little niggas could get that kind of information from me because they not getting that shit nowhere else because nobody else they fuck with is talking like that. So, yeah, I do want to save some people, but I know realistically I'm not going to save everybody. It's a small percentage.
It's something I was just thinking about while you were just speaking. When it comes to unconditional love, when it comes to the success of a relationship, do you feel like a man and a woman can have a thriving relationship, can truly be happy if one of them is awake and one of them is still asleep?
Yeah, it can work. Because I mean, I've dealt with girls that was fucking uh, what you want to call it, just out, just flat out, just I,
Oblivious.
yeah, like just I don't even, I can't even think of the word. They was sleep, you know what I mean? But it can be frustrating, and sometimes you can't have those type of conversations, with your girl if she's not, on that level of you consciously. So yeah, it could be frustrating. It could lead you to fucking leaving her for another woman that's conscious, that's on that level. You know what I'm saying? But it's possible, but it is frustrating because you do want to. I mean, that's the person you fuck with. You want to have those conversations, and you can't do that with somebody who don't see shit that way. They just believe whatever the fuck they told.
And just on that point, if you with somebody that believes whatever they're told, how would you personally handle that situation? How do you maneuver through a situation like that?
Man, I mean, first you sit there and you try to like talk some sense into her. You know what I'm saying? And you try to like, you pull up stuff. Like some people you can convince them into some common fucking sense. But some people are just so. I think some people, and it's not. Here's the thing about 85% is a lot of them are really smart. A lot of them have college degrees. Business people. A lot of these motherfuckers are smart, but they're so used to being lied to. They're okay with being lied to, and so they fine with that. You know what I mean? A lot of them are cool with that. They still believe it's a difference in Democrats and Republicans. They still hang on to everything that's in the paper. Like a lot of them are okay with that. They want to live in a fairy tale make believe type of fucking world and not see what the shit really is. So, these ain't stupid people necessarily. They just cool with being told whatever they get told.
Like we were saying off air, that's why I really appreciate your content and I appreciate your message because you're one of the few people out here that can peel back every layer of the bullshit and just get, with no emotions attached, not being a fanatic at all. You could just get straight to what it is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people they just get caught up um in between certain layers.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. It's like we was talking about the Corey Holcomb situation. That's when you said you found my channel, and like I say, I'm a Corey Holcomb fan. I listen to 5150 all the time. I mean, but I mean, I had to call it how I seen it. You know what I'm saying? You pump faking, you don't keep your energy the same. And so I just did a video about that, and I detailed how I felt about it and why I thought he did it. And I just, I'm still a fan, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna be realistic and cut it down the middle. I'm not gonna just sit here and like side with him just because. Like some niggas be on some fanboy shit for real, and it takes away their credibility as a content creator. Some people, I was about to drop a name, but I don't want to do that on your shit. And it's a dude on YouTube. He's really popular. I'm pretty sure you know who he is. But
It is it is what
he
it is. But
he's definitely got his favorites.
it's just when I approach any type when I'm building my opinion or building my perspective, I just approach everything the same way. I'm my own human first. I'm a grown man first, right? And I can never be a fanatic first. I could, you know what I mean? So it's,
Mm-hmm.
I think people, you know, these people are fans first.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the LGBT, respectfully, they put their sexual orientation before their humanity. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people get lost by not valuing their humanity before anything else, their individualism before anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like, how is your sexual orientation everything about you and your as a person? Like, you don't see motherfuckers announcing that they straight and having press conferences. Let me say the thing about that shit,
That
bro.
man said press
When
conference.
yeah, niggas at a press
You
conference
talk
like
about
when
practice.
yeah, like the AI shit. When was old dude from the Nets? I forgot. The nigga was a bum. He averaged like 2 points a game. He for Jason Collins, and he had a press conference and told everybody he was gay, like we gave a fuck, and then they gave him the cover on Sports Illustrated. I'm like, yo, that's
Wow.
when I was like, yo, this shit is getting crazy. You know what I mean? Just the number one talk show in the world, Ellen DeGeneres. You know, so I mean, I see Dwayne Wade parading his son or daughter, whatever, and I said it in my video I did like 2 months ago. I said, yo, the next step is Ellen DeGeneres. That happened. And now I said, watch, it's going to be a TV show. It's supposed to be a documentary. I wasn't that far off. But I mean, a lot of this shit is recycled stuff over and over. And like I say, they definitely have eclipsed black people as far as privilege and treatment
You know,
as a group.
that's just all facts, man. Now, I definitely want you to take your time with this, man. Definitely want to know your perspective on this question. Uh, what's the best thing in your opinion about being awake?
Uh, that they can't fucking lie to me. You know what I mean? Like they can, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like even with this whole coronavirus and shit like that, like they can't really lie to you. I think when you're conscious and you do your research and you look for shit on your own and you just use common sense. And like I said, I haven't figured out like for that coronavirus shit as an example, I haven't figured it all out yet. But I definitely don't think it's just some random shit. I think they use us as guinea pigs and they fucking brought this shit over here for a reason.
Well, in my personal opinion, the same way they ushered in 9/11, the after effects was the Patriot Act and the surveillance state. Now everything we do with being monitored. I feel like they're using this. I can't even say the word. I'm gonna just say C virus because they're censoring a lot of channels. I think they're using this situation to usher in mandatory vaccines. Actually,
Oh yeah, yeah, vaccines definitely. I was about to get to that. Yep.
yup.
I mean,
So
Bill Gates has put out some. He's trying to do a home testing kit where they're gonna have like a chip and it's gonna be able to track you every move. And I'm like, this shit is getting crazy. They're already tracking us with these phones, but
and,
yeah,
and the worst thing about that is a lot of people don't realize, when you take those vaccines that have the I guess the virus in it already, it actually damages your immune system. So they're making it, and you can't come out with a vaccine for a common cold. For you know what I
mm,
mean? It's constantly changing. So I think they want us at a point where every single year they're gonna try to put a new vaccine in us. That's just my theory on that.
that's fucking crazy, man. It's not when I say it's crazy. I'm not saying your opinion. I mean, this is yeah. These motherfuckers. Like I tell people, I was talking about Trump the other day. I was like, yo, man, y'all motherfuckers be mad at the wrong people. I'm like, the president don't run the country. He's the face of the franchise. He's the quarterback of the football team. I said, yo, the higher ups run this motherfucker. You just don't know them and you don't see their faces, like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. These are the people who run this country, and they use us as like guinea pigs. They run the whole fucking globe. And I'm like, but y'all are mad at Trump because he said he calls it the Chinese virus. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Donald Trump is the perfect mascot.
yeah, now they talking about giving niggas $1,000, and then Bernie's talking about making it 2,000. So like, they everybody's using this for their own profit. This shit is a big circus.
Right, and it's that right left paradigm. Pick a side instead of seeing through all the bullshit. Once again, the layers. You know what I mean? So it takes a special person, man. In today's age, with social media having the influence it has, it takes a very special person to be able to say, I don't want to be Republican, I don't want to be Democrat, because they're two feathers of the same bird.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Two feathers. This is a popularity contest, and like I say, it's all. I don't know. Do you vote?
Hell nah.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. I'm saying, like I told, I'm not voting this year. I told people straight up. I said the only reason I voted in 2016 because my grandmother made me take her. So she, her, y'all better vote. Yeah, we marched for y'all to vote. All that shit. I was like, all right. And I did a video and I said, yo, don't do the mistakes that I've made. Don't go to these voting polls. And I don't tell people not to vote, but I tell them this: if you're gonna vote, educate yourself on who has policies that fit your criteria and study these politicians. Don't just go in there and vote Democrat, 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 because that's what your family been voting for 50 years and you don't know shit about these people. Because I made that mistake with Obama. I voted for him twice just because he was Democrat and he was black. I voted for city councilmen just because they was black and Democrat and I liked they suit or whatever. You know what I mean? Didn't know what these niggas was about. So that's what I don't like when people like they have like the Rock the Vote campaign or Vote or Die. Stop telling people just to vote. Tell people to fucking educate themselves before they go to that poll. Because that's how niggas end up voting for the wrong fucking people.
But you see the puppets in action. Who was the main person telling everybody vote or die?
Oh, fucking Diddy. T.I. was telling niggas to vote. He couldn't even vote.
Our own
Yeah, black
community
people.
leaders.
Oh,
Here come the air
yeah. Yeah, I
quotes.
see
Our
what you mean.
own
Yeah.
leaders in our community.
Them niggas ain't leaders, but I get what you mean.
It's
Yeah,
a
them
damn
niggas, they
shame.
always use niggas as the puppets to fucking jack they fucking all they fucking agendas. Yeah, you right. Yeah, vote or die. That was big.
The only thing that I would vote on is for real black people to come together and buy some land and get the fuck up out of here. You know what I mean? Wherever
Yeah,
that is, let's buy some land, man. You
get the
know?
fuck. That's what I said. Why we need to do what the Asians do, man. The Asians, look, the Asians are the only people, the only group that they don't depend on politics. You ain't never seen no Asian politicians or nothing like that. They don't fuck with politics. They do their own shit, build their own communities, set up their own businesses, run their own neighborhoods, and they don't depend on the government or the white man or any of that. I'm like, that's the shit we need to be on. But niggas are still voting Democrat for 50 years and you still in the same position you was when, the Clintons and Obama and all of that shit. Nothing's changed.
And if you do your research, you find out that the Democratic Party, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't they a part of the Ku Klux Klan?
Yeah, they started the Klan.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people don't like to do their research on history, but I mean, 5 minutes, that's all it takes.
Man, like I was telling you, the 85, a lot of these motherfuckers, they know the history, bro. They know the Democrats was Klan members. So it's like a lot of them ain't really that dumb. They just I can't even explain it because a lot of them know that that's the truth. It's like I know a lot of Obama supporters. They know it wasn't really nothing that we got out of it, but historical significance. But they'll defend that nigga to the day they die. You know, it don't make sense to me. But I'm like, okay, whatever. I just like to give them a hard time about it sometimes and poke the bear.
Right. And before I move on to the next question, man, that honestly is the reason why I woke up too, man. And fucking Barack Obama, man. I remember as if it was yesterday. I used to walk around with a Barack Obama shirt on,
No.
with his face on my shirt when I was at work around white people, man. And
Oh shit.
I felt so proud, man. And at that time, ignorance was bliss because when he got up in that White House, he said, "Fuck y'all reparations. I'm gonna get
Uh
these
huh.
gay people married."
Oh yeah, he did something for everybody but us. And like I said, yo, he wasn't our president. Jeezy told you that with my president is black, my Lambo is blue, and niggas was selling shirts and sneakers with his face on it, and everybody in the hood had a Obama meal on the menu and shit. But I think we just, and if you ever noticed, black people, we held Trump to a higher standard as a president than Obama. Niggas is watching the news every day now and holding Trump to all kind of accountability that I didn't see with us and Obama. Niggas party for 8 years when Obama was in office and just looked at him like a homeboy. Like he was just one of niggas was like, yo, I wonder what his March Madness bracket is. I'm like, what? Like, he's the fucking president. That's what you want to know? And people were so caught up in the personality and the family. They love Michelle and the kids. And a lot of times I tell them, I said, yo, you like him because you like him as a person. You really, a lot of niggas can't tell you any policies that he put together that helped us. It's just what they liked about him personally. And I'm like, okay, but can you really get down to the nitty gritty? They can't.
And what bothered me the most was, and I was caught up in it too, but anybody that would say something negative about him, you were automatically a Uncle Tom. You were automatically a coon, even if you were speaking facts and logic. And I was even caught up into it. Somebody said something about Obama when I was still, under that mind control. I was ready
Hmm.
to flip too, and
How long did that last?
probably the same.
Second term or
Yeah, second term.
second term?
It's just real disappointing, man. Because I caught when you catch yourself, I guess is what I'm saying. When you catch yourself, you like, damn, I was on some bullshit.
Bullshit. I tell people to watch something. It's still on YouTube. It's called The Obama Deception. You ever heard of that?
Nah, I never heard of that.
It's like a doc. Alex Jones, KRS-One, bunch of conspiracy guys. Vinny, Jesse, the Body Ventura. They all break it down on how Obama was basically, because I always say presidents are not elected; they're selected. He was chosen like in 2004, and they break it down to how his everything, how they his first television appearance at the '04 Democratic thing, election thing. They talked about his first appearance on Oprah in '06. They chose him like he was the
I
chosen
heard
one.
his mother was connected to the CIA.
Yeah, I mean it's all in there. Like I said, it's on YouTube. And he was chosen 4 years in advance. It wasn't no, I know that takes a little bit of the flair out of it that we made history by putting in a black president, but in reality, they did that. You know what I mean?
Don't say that, man. My
Oh
mother,
yeah,
my mother. Black mothers.
oh
My
yeah.
mother, bless her heart, bless her lost, confused heart. She took a clipping out of the newspaper and she framed it. And the title on the newspaper was, "We made it to the mountaintop."
Oh God.
8
God bless her
years
heart.
later.
Man, my grandmother had a picture like that in her house. It had Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and Obama. That shit said Malcolm walked, Rosa sat so Obama could run. Some shit like that. I was like, now you talk about you talk about being in a relationship with someone who's not conscious. What does it feel like when you're someone you love, like your mom or your grandmother or someone you know what I mean, care about, and you see that they're just still caught up in the spell? That's frustrating to me just as much.
And I just always wonder, how do people wake up when they're surrounded by people that are asleep like that? But just real briefly, you going back to being, catching yourself. Now that you're awake, now that you have some discernment about you, do you ever feel yourself catching yourself still being like, "Oh shit, I don't want to get sucked into that. Let me try to navigate my mind a different way."
Nah, nah. Slightly kind of with this virus thing, but nah, not really. I mean, I'm not what they call it quarantining or shit like that, and I'm still going to work. You know what I mean? But I'm not panicking and scared like a lot of people. Like I mean, America tells people how to react, and motherfuckers just jump and do what they do. So it's like they tell everybody this virus is a pandemic. Everybody goes and buys all the toilet paper and water. There's people in this country, majority of them are sheep. That's why you go in the store right now. There's nothing. The streets are empty. Everything, like these people react based off what the news tells them to do. So nah, I don't think I ever get back to that point where I'm like brainwashed. I mean, you have to catch me on one of those days where I had a slow moment. Maybe you caught me off guard, but you know, and I don't know everything, but I doubt it if I could ever get back to that point.
Now, looking back, if you could go back in time, before you woke up, before you could see things for what they really were, what would you be the most mad at yourself for believing in? I guess besides Obama.
Um, I mean, the politics, the Democrat, Republican shit. I mean, where do I start? All of these diseases, all of just history. It's a whole lot of, like I say, they've been lying to us from day one. It's like I don't even know where to start. Um, something that I was. Do you believe sports is rigged?
Yeah, I don't.
Can't really
Yeah,
prove it, right?
I do, but at the same, I do. Yeah, I believe it's
But you
rigged.
can't
I
really
believe
prove
it's
it, right?
rigged.
Because I'm starting to get into the whole numbers and gematria shit and stuff like that. So it's a lot, man. I honestly can't even say what exactly.
Right.
They've done so much lying to us. Like I don't know exactly what I could say that I was like, damn, they really put. It could be anything. It could be fucking Santa
No, say
Claus,
what you're gonna say. They put magnets in the basketball. Say what you.
Magnus. Yeah, man, it could be anything. Like honestly,
I know for a fact that the social media or the mainstream media part of it, the narratives that the media creates, that's absolutely rigged. I mean, you would think LeBron James is, Michael Jordan on steroids, the way they
oh yeah,
cover him every day. So a lot of the storylines definitely are rigged, are they're made to create a certain idea to the masses.
yeah. I know you're like the LeBron hater. You said right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you
Absolutely.
I see that on your page. I was like, oh shit, because you got. I mean, shit. I don't got no problem with it, but yeah, it's a lot of
Hold
yeah.
on, hold on. Frankie Diamond's TV. What are you co-signing LeBron James?
Nah. I'm not a fan, but I'm not a hater. I'm just like, it's whatever. I just watch. You know what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
tell
I'm
you
not a.
why. I'm gonna tell you why I hate LeBron, and I guess I don't vocalize it enough. I saw a picture of LeBron James, and it was on Halloween. He was dressed up as Flo. Flo from the Progressive Insurance commercials.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
I saw him dressed up. He had a wig on. He had an apron on. He had his thighs out. Thigh meat was hanging. And when I see these black male celebrities or athletes, entertainers, when I see them wear that dress, I feel like they're spitting in my face, and I feel like they're spitting in, all of real strong black men's faces. By wearing that dress, I don't care who it is, man. All of them, they put Blade in a dress. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you talking
But
about going back to what you were saying now. That's one thing that they did get over me that I didn't back in the day when they were putting niggas in dresses. As a kid, I just thought it was funny. Like I remember watching Too Long Fu and seeing how ugly and how hideous Wesley Snipes looked in that dress. I didn't think of it as whatever now. Back then. Same thing when I seen Shanae, Wanda, Living Color. When you were a kid, you just think, oh, this shit is funny. But to the LeBron thing, like shit, I'm more upset they fucking letting Dwayne Wade go out like that. But I mean, I think Dwayne Wade is trying to cover up some of his own, his own fucking shit he got going on. That shit is ridiculous. But yeah, the same way you kind of feel about LeBron, that's how I look at like Dwayne Wade. Like I never liked him as a player. I thought he was a great player, but I didn't like his like his personality and shit. And then like I said, even before this whole shit with his daughter, the nigga painted his toenails red.
God damn.
So I mean,
Well, yeah. I mean, he the one that put LeBron on the purses.
oh, see, I don't even.
See, like I said, I take this seriously because I genuinely feel like they're spitting in my face, and I feel like they're telling us what side they're on. They're not
Yeah,
they're not on our side. So if they're
no,
telling us they're not on our side, I'm on some Machiavelli shit. We got to ride on our enemies.
yeah.
You
So
know
the
what I'm
nigga
saying?
6'7", 245 wearing purses.
Say more.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they definitely because they if they don't speak up for you, they definitely actions speak louder than words. They already don't speak up for black men, and then like I say, they constantly co-sign anti-black men shit. Like society right now is there's nothing for dudes right now. They catered to men for so long, and now they're catering to everything but us. Everything is women. Like March is International Women's Month now. They made that shit up last
Wow.
year out of nowhere. When the fuck
Wow.
did that happen?
Wow.
Where's Men's Month? You know what I'm saying? They got
Right.
everything for every Latinos. This women
The
LGBT
LGBT is July, I want to say.
June I think.
June. Yeah, June.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's June. Everybody has something but men. And don't even get me started on black men. So they've flexed us out, and now we've become the minority, we're already outnumbered by women, and then on top of that, like I say, they're wiping us out, and that's where the money is for them. So these celebrity niggas, they're not gonna speak for us. They're gonna take up for the people that's making money. And right now, that LBGT shit and that woman shit, feminist shit, is where the money is at.
Well, we had 28 days, and Dwayne Wade made the most of it.
I don't even fuck with Black History Month. Like me, I do this shit all year. Uh, but yeah, that shit was a fucking joke, man. This nigga's a clown. And then he put out a rap song with Rick Ross.
He performed as well. I saw him perform. Oh my god.
That nigga had no kind of cadence. Like I said, he's a basketball player. He's not a fucking rapper. And Ross wrote the verse and it still was trash.
Yeah, I mean, the man went on a world tour. He went on Good Morning America because his child pretty much came out to the world as wanting to be as transgender. It just
Because his child is confused.
anyway. When you woke up, did you feel like you became a conspiracy theorist by default?
Some people look at me like that and say that, but it's not a conspiracy. Is when you're trying to come up with something. Like I don't try to sit there and come up with shit. I just when something makes sense to me, I'll entertain the idea and then I'll do research on it. But I'm not making up conspiracies. Like when Umar Johnson says that they sabotaged Kobe's helicopter, like he made that up. That's some conspiracy shit. I'll look into some conspiracies and if they're interesting. I didn't look into that because I didn't believe that for a second. But nah.
Facts. I definitely agree. And that gives people that gives the I don't even call it conspiracy theories. Lowkey T always tell the kids I refer to myself as a conspiracy analyst, man, because we all know the CIA weaponized that term. Um, Now, as far as society, do you feel like society makes it more difficult for males or females to wake up?
Um, right now it's probably even because when you go back to the LBGT shit, like it was an interesting conversation on Twitter. Waka Flocka put out okay. Do you know about Lil Yachty wearing the dress, the Boper video, right? Whatever.
Facts, facts.
Okay, well, there's a challenge that's been going on, some kind of challenge where niggas is wearing dresses to make jokes and get laughs. And Waka Flocka went on and said, "Yo, I don't understand why y'all niggas is doing this. This ain't cool. I'm not putting on a dress." And I swear, it was like a 50-50 split decision in the comic sections all over social media between a lot of women were like, it wasn't that serious. Y'all need to take a joke. Y'all so insecure. A lot of women are blind to this whole feminization of men movement that's going on. Only a handful of them really see what it is. And then you even got some niggas that was like, man, y'all taking it too serious. It was just a joke. So I honestly think it's 50-50 right now. I can't even say which gender is really more woke than the other because a lot of these women, they don't see what's going on either. They don't realize they're being uplifted while we're being demoted.
That's all facts. Now let me ask you this question. In your opinion, what would it take to build a community full of truth tellers, full of people that are open minded in the physical world? That in times like this, with this virus and this pandemic going around, you'd be surrounded by. You wouldn't even need to turn the internet on. You could be surrounded by people that do their research, that farm, things of that nature. What would it take to bring that in a physical form? And that a lot of other cultures have their own physical neighborhoods and
Hmm.
things like
Like
that.
some Black Wall Street shit.
Absolutely.
Uh, it, it could happen because they did it in the 20s. It's just and you had Rosewood too. That was another situation where black people was doing their thing back in the day. Black people was doing their thing back in the day, really up until integration. If we being honest, niggas was doing good for themselves in the 50s. Niggas owned banks. You know what I mean? So it's not it's not that we can't do it. It's just we we rather do business with other people who don't look like us. That's one of the things. And another thing is, even if we ever do get to it, a lot of us are discouraged and have no sense of hope because we think the white man is just gonna fuck it up anyway. So I think that's why you haven't seen another resurgence of black communities at large like that because of hopelessness and then Niggas just would rather do business. Like black women, they're gonna go to the Asians to get their nails done. You know, a black nail salon wouldn't thrive as much as an Asian one. You know what I mean? It's a certain shit that we don't. It's like you ever see Do the Right Thing, Sal's Pizza.
Absolutely.
Yeah, niggas was going. That was gentrification, really. I think we have a lot to do with gentrification, bro. Because think about it. Since when they integrated America in the '70s, we let all these fucking people come to our neighborhoods and set open up shops, opening businesses, and we supported them. But you can't go to their neighborhoods and do that shit.
You
You
know,
can't go to Little Italy and open up a soul food spot. But they got pizza spots in New York all over when I was growing up. You know what I mean? You Asians shut up shop in our hoods. You can't go to Chinatown and open up no black barbershop. You know what I'm saying? It's not feasible. We kind of play a part of our own demise because we always accepting and embracing everybody else and not really looking out for ourselves. And I think integration kind of poisoned our minds on that shit.
I absolutely agree with you. I remember when I was growing up, man, when I was still on a bike, man. I remember I would ride up the street, me and my friends, and we would go to the Chinese spot. And at the Chinese spot, we would order, barbecue chicken wings, or we would get ribs, and we get French fries and shit like that. So when I grew up and I moved out of that neighborhood, I go to another Chinese spot, and they wouldn't even make the type of food
Yeah,
that I used
that
to
was an
get
authentic one.
from the black neighborhood. And I was like, oh shit, they were changing their whole menu
Just
just
for
to
us.
just to
To
make
cater to
money
niggas.
off of us.
Yeah, to cater to niggas. Yeah, I told people. I be telling my people. I said, that's junk food. You go to China. If you go to China and try to get fried chicken wings and French fries, them niggas gonna be like, what? That's junk food to them. They only serve that because they study us, bro, like lab rats. They know that's what niggas like. And so they study us and then they come do their research and they say, okay, we're going to this neighborhood. They got an 85 black percentage population rate. We know these niggas love chicken wings and rice, and that's what we're gonna feed them.
But the thing is, if I never would have left that neighborhood, I never
You wouldn't
would
have
have
known.
known. And what's your opinion on traveling? Do you feel like
I
traveling
travel.
has
Yeah.
an effect on waking up at
Oh
all?
yeah, definitely. I traveled my whole life. Like I said, I'm kind of like nomad because I grew up in New York, but then came down the south and went to school. I lived out west, Midwest for a little bit. I've been all over. So, and I still like. I was telling my little niggas at work last night, like, yo, y'all niggas better catch up on these plane tickets and try to fly while these tickets is cheap and travel. Like traveling opens up your mind and it breaks all culture shock and you see things differently. So yeah, I think traveling does play a big role in being more conscious and it's a big world out there. But if you never leave your block or your city, like New York's the biggest city in the world. I got niggas I grew up with never left New York. They don't know nothing outside of New York. So what you was talking about, your experience going to a authentic, they don't know what that is. All they know is egg rolls, chicken wings, rib tips, and dollar fries.
Man, I swear when I was like, looking it through the menu and I said, well, the chicken wings not on the menu. Let me just ask. I mean, they were looking at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, I went to one of those spots before. It was nasty too, but I know I've been to one. I was in St. Louis. It was like a fancy, bougie, upscale Chinese spot. I was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck this shit is, So yeah, they definitely they study us like the whole Popeyes chicken thing. I did a video on that. Yes, I said, bro, they was doing because everybody has a Twitter account. Popeyes has an account. Wendy's. They were talking in Black Ebonics on Twitter, like
Wow.
fake beefing with each other, talking like how we talk in the street because they knew we would get a rise out of it and we would be entertained by it. And like I say, Popeyes is a Canadian company. These niggas ain't even, what I'm saying, American.
Wow. Hold on.
Yeah,
Wait. Popeyes is
it's a
ran.
Canadian company.
Wow. I
Yeah,
never knew that. I never would have
yeah,
guessed that.
yeah. And they branch most of them. I'm not saying white people don't eat Popeyes, but majority of they use. I've never seen a Popeyes in the suburbs. Have you?
Well, they're branded with the black lady on there that they
Yeah,
say is
exactly.
Louisiana. I don't.
Yeah.
I thought it.
They
Maybe it was from
that's
Louisiana.
that's that's marketing. Yeah, that's marketing. I said, bro, and I break it down in the video. I said it's marketing. They got this black lady thinking, got y'all thinking she run Popeyes, and in reality, and I've never seen a Popeyes in suburb. It's always in like Church's Chicken. It's another one that's always targeted blacks. They only put them shits in the hood, and them niggas will sell you a 12-piece chicken combo for like $4. This is what they do. You know, when I was a kid, they had the pine saw lady. You know what I mean? They always had
Facts.
some black person to market some shit. Miss Butterworth, whatever.
Wow. See, when you talk to real people, man, you just learn. That's it. You just learn, and
Yeah, man, so I'm learning too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like being around people that could teach me some shit. You know what I mean? Like, put me on up on some information I ain't seen before that blow my mind. But yeah, I did that research, and like I said, it's some people I get my information from black people, you know, that are intelligent that I respect. Because I didn't know it was a Canadian company until Boyce Watkins put me on with that. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
now, in your opinion, do you feel like there's a such thing as fake woke?
Oh yeah, fake woke is when Childish Gambino does a song called "Stay Woke" and it becomes the number one hit in 2017. That's fake woke. That's when you know they're pushing it because they know um, black people are fake woke. A lot of us, and a lot of us right now, not me and you necessarily, but a lot of black people just it's something cool now. Stay woke. Hashtag stay woke. You know, like even when Oprah does the Central Park Five documentary, which was like 25 years late, they did that at the right time because they know right now it's cool to be woke. But this bitch was co-signing Donald Trump back in the '90s when he put out after he put out that ad talking about killing those boys. So it's just they it's cool to be woke right now. It's excuse me. We live in a trendy world, you know what I'm saying? Just like social media. So right now it's just cool to be woke. So a lot of motherfuckers is fake woke. They don't really know what they talking about, and they don't practice what they preach. It's like the Trump situation. How many niggas hate Trump? But if he sent them $1,000, you don't think they would cash that check?
That's real. I was having a conversation with one of my friends today, and we were talking about reparations, and Trump is sending out $1,000 to. He's saying to every adult, they're saying the children might get 500. But my thing is, as far as the black community, I mean, you put together Jay Z, Beyonce, Oprah, and Tyler Perry. There's our reparations right there.
Yeah, Byron Allen. Yeah, like I did a video, and it was one of my favorite videos I did. I did a video about the Rock Nation brunch, and I'm like, yo, y'all keep talking about this is black excellence. I don't see nothing but a bunch of black millionaires, and mind you, it's not all black people at this cookout. It's That's just who you see in the selfies. I see a bunch of niggas with money taking selfies and drinking mimosas. This is not black excellence. If black
It,
excellence is if they put their money together and sat down and made an agenda to lift up black people out of gentrification, and you know what I'm saying? That's black excellence.
that is.
Them making Oprah being a billionaire has not made an impact on black people whatsoever, nor Jay Z. And I'm not even sure if he is a billionaire, but they say that. But none of their money that they make trickles down and has any effect on us.
Is black slavery because if Oprah helps you, or if Jay Z helps me, or P Diddy helps anybody that's listening to the sound of our voices right now, they'll kill them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. They they only gonna help you if you can help them in some form of entertainment. They only gonna put on niggas who could dance, rap, act, you know, touch their head and rub their stomach at the same time. Some shit like that. They're not gonna just help out the everyday. Like Jay Z helped boost gentrification in Brooklyn when he endorsed the Barclays Center, and then does a concert in Webster Hall, and then does this speech talking about gentrification and how we need to stop it. I'm like, nigga, you helped start it. What the fuck you talking about? Shit like that pisses me off. See, if I was there in attendance, I would have probably got mad and walked the fuck out. And then the nigga charged motherfuckers $400 for tickets. Oh my, I swear to God. And you talking about gentrification?
Same dude, same couple that was telling you to vote for Hillary, Miss Super
Yeah.
Predator.
Man, I'm telling you, and I don't want to get off topic, but we was talking about me and this girl. We was talking about Beyonce, and I said, "Yo, Beyonce been lying to you bitches for years, cause she tells you y'all need to be independent women. Your man is not irreplaceable. You need to be all the single ladies. She makes independent women empowerment type of music, but she goes home to her fucking husband every night, and she's telling y'all need to be independent and single, but she's going home to her fucking family. I'm like, do y'all not realize this shit? She's always promoted that single black mother narrative, but she ain't never been that. Like, that's the shit that pisses me off about being conscious or whatever. Cause I'm like, y'all don't see this shit. They made a whole album about their relationship. He cheated on me. I'm sorry. Now they broke, but then they came back and did a duet together. Like, this shit is all fucking circus shit, man.
Yeah, people really do care more about the narratives opposed to the reality of these situations and these people, man. Um, what was your worst phase of waking up?
What do you mean, like worst phase? Like,
When it was when it, in real time, when you felt yourself, you know, moving away from the bullshit, something that
oh
was
man,
rough.
it could be conversations like that one I was just talking about, or it could be like even with my family. When we ain't talking about politics, and I be wanting to say so bad, y'all know this shit. The president really ain't running this shit right. Like I be wanting to say, and I just don't say nothing. I just get up and walk off, because you're not gonna teach an old dog new tricks. Some people just are what they are. So sometimes it can get frustrating when you see people putting in so much energy into shit that they don't even realize is all an act. Like I'm listening to people, uh, who's Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj and all this. I'm like, bro, y'all, this shit is all fucking. These are puppets, man. You know what I mean? Like they replace everybody with everybody else. This shit is all fucking make believe. But so sometimes it is kind of frustrating when you see people caught up in all of the hype. And I don't like to be a party pooper or whatever. So I'd rather just not say nothing at all. Now, if you ask me, I'm a digging. I'm a go in. But a lot of times I just sit there and watch and be shaking my head like y'all niggas don't have a fucking clue.
Facts. Now, when you sit down and you thinking about videos um, that you want to create, but there's not necessarily any trending topics going on at the moment. What's your favorite topic to address to speak on?
Yeah, that can be a challenge. And if there's anybody watching this that's trying to do content right now, content's kind of slow because all this virus shit done shut everything down. I just finished putting up a throwback video of an interview I did with Freeway Ricky Ross back in like 2015.
Hold up, hold up, hold up. You did a one on one with Freeway?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, I
Wow.
did. So I just put that up just now, but I it's I ain't gonna lie, I'm still trying to figure that out. Sometimes I find myself just putting up clips that I think is entertaining or some shit online, or just something. I always find something to talk about. Like I'll find something. I keep up with a lot of shit. Sometimes it is hard. Like, but I talk about a lot of different stuff, like sports. So I can always find something to talk about. Sometimes it's harder to find information, and it might be a drought. But I try to do a video at least 4 times a week. But it do be some dry spells out there, like writer's block. You know what I mean? You got like the video shit. You like, yo, it's nothing going on. What the fuck do I say?
And lastly, man, what is your goal as a content creator? You got a strong following on YouTube. I personally focus on the message and the content itself. I don't put too much energy into focusing on the subscriber count and followers because we're broadcasting on a platform that doesn't necessarily cater to what we do, our message. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
we're
saying?
like the underground shit on YouTube. Yeah, like the grimy mixtape niggas or whatever.
Yeah.
It's I don't never want to compromise myself to my fucking subscribers, but I just want to put a funny twist on shit. At the same time, it's entertaining, but just enlighten people that are similar, like-minded, like myself and like you. And like I say, I got a lot of little niggas that I know they don't get a lot of this information unless they watch my shit. So, I'm putting on people that need to fucking learn some shit and that wouldn't get it anywhere else because they not gonna watch Boyce Watkins. They're not gonna watch Tone Talks. They're not gonna watch Dr. Francis Wilson, or you know what I mean? These cats, you know what I mean? They not gonna watch Hidden Colors or nothing like that. So you niggas don't watch the news. So you know what I mean? It's like I'm kind of doing it for them and just uh really myself. Like I say, I just like I was a fan of a lot of content like this similar for years, and I just had an opinion, and I wasn't even gonna do the YouTube shit. I used to be on Instagram doing stories, talking shit. And a few of my friends was like, "Yo, you need to do YouTube," because I had already did podcasts, and I was like, "Man, whatever, I ain't doing that shit." And then strangers started following me, and a few verified accounts was watching my stories. And then people was like, "Yo, man, I think you should try that out." So I eventually tried it out, and you know, it was slow, but it worked.
There it
You know,
is.
so
When did you wake up? My special guest tonight was Frankie Diamonds TV. Frankie, definitely tell everybody where to find you on social media. And also, I will include all your social media links in the comment section and also in the description box.
appreciate Frankie Diamonds TV on YouTube. Frankie Diamonds TV on Instagram. I'm more on Instagram than any other thing. I just be on my stories, just going in. You won't be disappointed. Like this is are you not entertained type shit. Twitter is Yerp08. That's capital YERRP 08. But I don't be on there, so I don't even really promote my Twitter like that. I've been on Twitter since like 2009, and at this point, I feel like the old super senior that's still left back in high school. Like I done moved on. I might tweet maybe once every couple weeks. So my Twitter kind of dry, but yeah, Instagram is probably most likely where you're gonna find me at.
Facts. So definitely, you already know it's Frankie Diamonds TV, man. I really cherish your content, and when you get 1 million
Likewise,
subscribers,
man.
man, hopefully Lowkey T can get a shout out, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I got you, man. We got to do another collab, man, because your shit be off the chain, man. You got some funny shit going on, but yeah, I mean, so I'm entertained by that because there's a few people I do watch outside of like the big names. And like I said, YouTube is this shit is not easy, man. Trying to get it's hard to get people. I know a lot of people had YouTube channels that were more popular than me on other social networks that they could barely get 24 people to watch their videos. So when you could get thousands of people, you know, you on to something. So you know what I mean? That's good looks. Like when I broke that Jay-Z news with him in the NFL, I ain't gonna lie, that video shot me over the top. I got like 300 subs off that video. Yeah, that video did like 60,000 views.
That's a good look.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That was just at the right time. I just broke the news. I had the clip, and yeah, I had a lot of people angry in the comic section because I called him a hypocrite. But you know, it's fun. Like I like to entertain. I like it's entertaining to me to trigger people's brains and to get people talking. So yeah, that's another reason why I fuck with this shit. But appreciate the invite to the show, man. Keep it up, man. This shit is dope. In the How Did I Wake Up series. Oh, what is it called? How did you woke up?
How did you
Or
wake
when did
up?
you woke up? Yeah, how did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Pardon me, a nigga tired, but yeah.
It's all good. When did you wake up? Frankie Diamonds TV. Salute, family.
All right, bro. Salute. Take care, bro.